A chocolate-dipped cone with extra rainbow sprinkles on top, just how you like it. And the essay popsicle for little Oliver. How's everything going, Lena? Great, Caleb. Oliver's finally starting school, so I'll have a lot of time to myself. It's a break I've desperately needed since his father left. Maybe you should get out there again. Maybe we'll finally get that extra time for our date. In your dreams, Caleb. I'm not ready for anything yet. I'm single and happy to be. After wasting 6 whole years, you might know this one. Ice cream man. What do you call a dispute between parents about their kids? What's that? A custardy battle. And I'm in one right now. I can't wait till it's over. Well, what can I say? Life can be toilet paper sometimes. That is the weirdest comparison I've ever heard, Caleb. But it's true. When you're alone, you're on a roll. And when you're not, you know you're gonna have to deal with a lot of, let's just say, number 2. Right, Oliver? Caleb Foster lived in San Diego, California, where he started his own small ice cream business and invested in an ice cream truck just about a year ago. So far, business was going great. Not only was Caleb earning a decent income almost year-round in the warm coastal city of San Diego, but over time, he had made a few friends and gained many regular customers. One of them was Lena. Caleb would always make his way to Murray Park Drive, just a short distance from the field outside Lake Murray, where Lena brought her toddler Oliver every afternoon. Business was great by the lakeside. But the truth to be told, Caleb went mainly to see Lena. Lena was a lovely young woman, a hard-working single mother. Caleb had grown fond of her and developed a soft spot after months of casual conversation. Though Lena never accepted any of his proposals, Caleb still held out hope that she'd eventually let go of her grudge against men. I'll see you around, Caleb. Have a good day. You too, Lena. Caleb smiled at Oliver, who waved at him while holding his mother's hand. Bye, Caleb. See you soon. Caleb had about another hour or so until sunset before he'd pack up for the night and head back to the garage. A crowd had gathered around the truck. Dozens of kids and teens slipped their bills through the window as Caleb poured slushies and handed out cones. A vanilla cone, please. Quickly. I don't have time. Caleb looked over at a middle-aged woman standing nervously outside the truck window. She didn't even make eye contact as she gave her order. Is everything all right, ma'am? Without a word, the woman dropped a $5 bill and took the cone from his hand. Caleb turned to grab the change, but in seconds, she had vanished. He stuck his head out the window and spotted her tugging a young girl by the arm down the street. What's up with her? Caleb wanted to call out to her, but she had already gotten too far, and he couldn't leave the truck unattended. Caleb found the woman odd. But as the day went on, he forgot about her. That is, until the next day, when he spotted her again. She was standing with the same young girl, a short distance away, speaking on the phone. Caleb hadn't noticed the child clearly the day before, but now that he got a better look at her, he couldn't take his eyes off her. There was something off. The girl was wearing a stained frock. Her hair looked like it hadn't been combed. She stared at the ice cream truck, eyes puffy and tired, looking genuinely upset. No ice cream today? The way she was longingly staring at the ice cream posters tugged at Caleb's heart. He picked up a strawberry popsicle and leaned out the window. "Young lady, come here." As soon as the girl saw him, her face lit up, and a wide smile spread across her face. "This is for you." The girl looked at the woman, who was still facing away, talking on the phone. She slowly slipped her hand from the woman's grip and started walking toward Caleb. Halfway there, she turned back again to glance at her, then continued on. Caleb sighed, the result of overly strict parents, he thought. "What's your name, young lady?" "Hazel." "Hazel." She spoke softly. Caleb watched her take the popsicle with joy, though she kept glancing back at the woman. "You should tell your mom I gave this to you, okay? Tell her it was a gift. You shouldn't hide things from your parents." As she opened the popsicle, she replied, "She's not my mommy." Caleb paused and looked at the woman again. "Oh, well, is she your nanny? You should still let her know." "Sometimes she's mean, but I like her. When I miss my mommy and cry, the man gets really angry and sends her to me. She takes me out and buys me candy before she puts me back in the room again. I hate that room. There aren't any toys in there at all. She tells me if I behave and I don't make any noise, she'll take me out again. It's really hard. And at night, I get kinda scared. But I was quiet the last 2 days, so she brought me to get ice cream." Caleb's heart sank when he heard what the girl said. He suddenly didn't like the way she had been behaving. "Where's your mother?" Caleb started, but before he could ask anything more, the woman noticed the girl wasn't with her. She quickly spotted her, and Caleb and rushed over, pulling her aside. Caleb furrowed his brows and looked at her. "Miss, you left your change here yesterday." "Keep the change. What do you think you were doing with my daughter?" "Lily, did I not tell you not to talk to strangers?" "Lily, the girl just said her name was Hazel. Why did the woman lie like that? Or was the girl just making up stories? She was only about 6 or 7 years old." Caleb didn't like the vibe the woman gave off, nor did he like what the girl had said. Feeling muddled and anxious, he turned to his truck. Moments later, he heard a snap of fingers. "Hello there, Mr. Ice Cream Man. What's wrong? Why do you look like a popsicle?" It was Lena. Caleb looked at her and smiled. "How do I look like a popsicle?" Lena laughed. "You don't look okay. Do you have a stick up your back?" Caleb shook his head and chuckled. "You and your ice cream jokes, they're lame, Lena." He made Lena and Oliver their usual order and handed it out the window. "What's up? Is everything okay?" "I just saw a girl." Caleb began and told Lena what had just happened. Lena fluffed up Oliver's hair. "Some people just don't take care of their kids. That's why I don't want to get involved with someone too fast. My life is all about taking care of Oliver now. Hey, I wouldn't mind helping out. What about you, Oliver? Does that mean more ice cream?" Talking to Lena helped ease Caleb's mind. That evening, he drove his truck into the garage and decided to walk back home to get some fresh air. He suddenly noticed a picture glued onto one of the street lamps. There were numerous other ads and flyers stapled on top of it. Something about the picture seemed familiar to Caleb. It was the image of a young toddler. He ripped down the flyers, covering it. Missing child, Hazel Cumberbatch, 4 years old, blonde hair, hazel eyes. Caleb froze. The girl in the picture, wasn't that the same girl he had seen today? A bad feeling settled in the pit of his stomach. He hurried home, stressed and uneasy. He sat down on his couch and turned on the news, trying to remember the woman's appearance. Suddenly, a report caught his attention. Tragic news for the residents of San Diego. Earlier this evening, a young girl who had gone missing nearly 3 years ago was discovered at Lake Murray after she had lost balance and fell into the waters. Injuries to the skull led to her untimely demise. When a crowd gathered to help, her caretaker fled the scene. Fortunately, she was apprehended. Shortly after. The woman confessed to being involved in the girl's kidnapping years ago. The rest of the culprits were found living in an abandoned house nearby and were immediately arrested. The case of the missing child, Hazel Cumberbatch, has finally been solved. Authorities urge all residents to report any suspicious activity. This is SA News, San Diego, California. Caleb was heartbroken. He had just spoken to her hours ago, but now she was gone. The cruel world had taken away a young soul forever. Caleb was back at work, selling ice cream again. He was facing the other way when he heard a small voice. "Mister, won't you give me another popsicle, please?" "Sure, kid. What flavor do you want?" "Strawberry, just like the other day." It was the same girl, Hazel. But now, she looked different. Clean, bright, happy. He giggled and ran off before he could hand her anything. She vanished. Caleb stood there, stunned. He could still hear her laugh lingering in the air.
If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.